Welcome to Headphone News, Greater Vancouver edition for Saturday, November 23, 2024.
Surrey Police Service transition from RCMP. The Surrey Police Service will officially take over policing duties from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on November 29, 2024. This change comes after years of discussions and debates in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. The transition aims to improve local policing and enhance community safety. Residents can expect to see more Surrey police officers on the streets, particularly in busy areas like Whalley City Centre and Newton. The full transfer of responsibilities, including case files and evidence, may take up to 2 years. This transition represents ongoing efforts to strengthen public safety in the city.
Xatśūll First Nation opposes BC mining permit approval. The Xatśūll First Nation in British Columbia is disappointed with the recent approval of a mining permit for the Caribou gold mine. The British Columbia government granted this permit without consulting the Xatśūll leadership, even though the mine is on their traditional land. The approval process lasted 13 months and was said to follow new environmental regulations. However, the Xatśūll Nation claims they were not part of the discussions. They are now considering legal options and are urging Mines Minister Jagrup Brar to respect Indigenous rights and comply with the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. This situation raises important questions about how Indigenous communities are treated in resource development and emphasizes the need for sustainable practices that honor their rights.
Fundraiser for Burnaby crash victim. A fundraiser has been started for Manshur Mariwa, a victim of a serious 5-car accident on Highway 1 in Burnaby, British Columbia. Mariwa, a foreign-trained medical professional, was injured while trying to assist others after the initial crash. The GoFundMe campaign aims to raise $17,000 to support his family during his recovery. So far, the campaign has raised over $15,000. Mariwa is facing a long recovery due to significant injuries. Concerns about highway safety have grown, prompting calls for improved road conditions in British Columbia.
Fire disrupts Carihi Secondary School in Campbell River. A fire broke out at Carihi Secondary School in Campbell River, British Columbia, on November 21, 2024. Around 11 p.m. the incident impacted more than 1,000 students. Fire crews from the local fire departments responded quickly and contained the fire to one side of the school. The blaze likely started in the kitchen area, but fortunately, no injuries were reported. School District 72 cancelled classes and bus services. The community is now focused on assessing the damage and determining the next steps for students and staff. This incident underscores the importance of fire safety in schools and the need for effective emergency response plans.
BC Conservative Party announces new shadow cabinet. On November 22, 2024, John Rustad, the leader of the British Columbia Conservative Party, announced a new shadow cabinet. This cabinet aims to hold government ministers accountable by assigning critics to specific roles. However, some appointments have drawn criticism, with concerns about the qualifications of certain members. This announcement highlights the current political landscape in British Columbia and could impact how the public views the Conservative Party.
Severe storm warning for British Columbia. A strong storm is on the way to southwestern British Columbia, with wind gusts expected to reach up to 110 km per hour. Warnings have been issued for Vancouver Island and the surrounding coastal areas. Residents are advised to prepare for potential power outages and travel disruptions. The storm is likely to peak on Friday afternoon and evening. It is important to stay updated on weather statements to ensure safety, as this storm could bring significant hazards that may affect daily life and local infrastructure.
Ship strikes threaten whale populations. A new study shows that ship strikes lead to the deaths of about 20,000 whales each year around the globe. The research identifies high-risk areas for collisions, especially in Canadian waters like Swiftsure Bank near Vancouver Island and the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Shipping activities take place in 92% of the habitats for humpback, blue, fin, and sperm whales, but protective measures have only been put in place in less than 7% of these high-risk areas. Experts stress the urgent need for maritime authorities to implement solutions such as whale alert systems and speed limits to protect these marine mammals. OceanWise, a Canadian non-profit organization, has taken action by launching an alert system in 2018 that notifies large vessels of whale presence, with an 80% sign-up rate among mariners from Washington state to Alaska. The findings highlight the important role of whales in marine ecosystems and the serious consequences of ongoing ship strikes, which could lead to extinction for some species. Without immediate action, these whales remain vulnerable as global shipping continues to grow.
Safety alert from North Shore Rescue due to early snow. North Shore Rescue in British Columbia, Canada, has issued a safety alert following early snowfall in the mountains. Search Manager Barnett stresses the need for preparedness against potential avalanches. Hikers should stick to main winter trails and avoid steep slopes. Local ski resorts have opened for the winter season, with Cypress Mountain starting on Friday, and Grouse Mountain and Mount Seymour opening on Saturday. An increase in calls for assistance shows more outdoor activities this winter. It is essential to follow safety measures as winter conditions evolve.
Investigation reveals causes of school bus accident in British Columbia. On June 21, 2024, a school bus accident took place near 100 Mile House in British Columbia, Canada. The bus was carrying 31 students and 4 adults when it went off Highway 97 and into a ditch. Over 30 people were injured, mostly children. A man in his 70s was killed after being hit by an SUV while trying to help at the scene. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police conducted an investigation and found that the 60-year-old bus driver experienced a medical event that caused the crash. No charges will be filed against the driver. The community is providing support services for the affected families, as many children are coping with the psychological effects of the incident.
Snowfall warnings for Alberta. Heavy snowfall is on the way for Alberta, Canada, this weekend. Environment and Climate Change Canada has issued snowfall warnings for cities including Calgary and Edmonton. Total snowfall accumulation is expected to reach between 15 and 25 centimeters. Snow will start on Friday morning, with 5 to 10 centimeters anticipated by Saturday morning, followed by another 10 to 15 centimeters by Saturday evening. Drivers are urged to be cautious, as visibility may drop significantly during the heavy snowfall. This weather system follows a mild fall and may signal colder conditions in the weeks ahead.
Surrey residents rally against housing demolitions. Residents in the Whalley neighborhood of Surrey, British Columbia, are protesting plans to demolish low-rise buildings. These demolitions threaten to displace many tenants and worsen the affordable housing crisis. Community members worry that new developments will lead to higher rents, making it harder for families to stay in their homes. Advocacy groups like Acorn are pushing for stronger protections for tenants. Local resident Carlos expressed concerns about potentially having to pay double the current rent after being forced to move. The community is calling for action to safeguard affordable housing and prevent the displacement of long-term residents.
India leads in first test against Australia. On November 23, 2024, during the second day of the first test match in Perth, Australia, India reached 84 runs without losing a wicket at tea, extending their lead to 130 runs. India scored 150 runs in their first innings, while Australia managed only 104 runs. Jasprit Bumrah took 5 wickets, playing a key role in dismissing the Australian team. Openers Xatśūll and Rahul batted well, with Xatśūll making 42 runs and Rahul adding 34 runs by the tea break. The match saw a total of 17 wickets fall on the first day, showcasing the difficult batting conditions. This test series is important for both teams, as it affects their standings in the International Cricket Council rankings and continues the intense rivalry between India and Australia.
Surrey parents demand improved bus services for disabled children. Parents in Surrey, British Columbia, are urging for better school bus services for children with disabilities. Recent budget cuts have slashed transportation funding by half, leaving only $3.5 million Canadian dollars, which is approximately $2.58 million US dollars. As a result, there are fewer buses available, leading to longer wait times for students who need special assistance. Some children are spending over an hour on the bus, arriving late to school and missing valuable learning time. Advocacy groups stress the importance of improved support from the provincial government to ensure that all students receive the education they deserve.
Impact of bomb cyclone on marine life in British Columbia. This week, a bomb cyclone struck British Columbia, unleashing powerful winds and enormous waves. Wind gusts reached up to 170 kilometers per hour, while waves soared to 10 meters high. Ocean Networks Canada captured footage of a giant Pacific octopus battling strong underwater currents during the storm. Typically, currents flow at about 60 centimeters per second, but during the cyclone, they spiked to 200 centimeters per second. This extreme weather event raises important questions about its effects on marine life. Ocean Networks Canada plans to revisit the area in a few weeks to assess the impact on the ocean ecosystem.
Taylor Swift's concerts to boost Vancouver's hospitality industry. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is set to come to Vancouver, British Columbia, in 2 weeks. The concerts are projected to bring in up to $40 million each day for the local hospitality industry. Ian Tostenson, the president and CEO of the British Columbia Restaurant and Food Association, noted that this economic boost could exceed 10 times the impact of a National Hockey League playoff game. Local restaurants are gearing up for full capacity and are crafting special menus to attract concertgoers, known as Swifties. This event offers a crucial chance for local businesses to bounce back after facing challenging economic times.
That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.